Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. Okay, we have reached the finish line for the S&P 500 and the QQQ. Let's take a look and see how things are. Before we get into it, please give us a like up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to get 100 subscribers. So if you could do that, we'd really appreciate it. So let's get right into it. Here's the well, let's start out with the SPY. Let's start out with the SPY. Okay, the SPY never quite did reach all new highs, which would have been 479.79. Very close, but as you can see, a trend was really high. The CEOs got all their big bonuses, and 479.79 was the all-time high. We just came short. We closed the end of the year at 475. But if you go to the SPX, which is the actual S&P 500, again you can see we just finished slightly short of all-time high. So all in all, that's a pretty big success. The QQQ, ladies and gentlemen, did break all-time highs. Look at that. High of 412.92. 408.49 was the goal. It reached the finish line in first place. So it had a pullback yesterday and some today. But nevertheless, all-time highs for the QQQ was reached. And let's go out in a bigger picture here. Look at the weekly time frame. So there's the weekly chart. There's that green arrow we drew a month ago or so. Definitely blew past that. We'll just get rid of that for now. So the QQQs, 412.92. Pretty impressive. And let's look at the SPY on that monthly chart or a weekly chart. Very almost made 479, but you know what? No need to complain. There's that green line. We made it above it. Stocks took off there. So let's go back to the daily chart. So basically the markets did really good. Now let's see how some Oxy oil, by the way, did finish weak. The WTI is down to $71 a barrel. As you can see, Oxy has been holding this range of $55, $56. Let's look at some of the big companies like Meta. Okay, now let's go to the weekly chart here. Okay, not far off, but look at that drop from last year. Wasn't that something? It's like a super V. They didn't quite make it to all-time highs, but they did make it to 353. Pretty impressive. JP Morgan, JP Morgan. Oops, there we go. They really took off, almost made all-time highs of 172 when they made it to 170. So they definitely got their big bonus. There's no doubt about that one. Huge bonus. AMD. Look, it tried and tried, but not bad. Look at that, 147. All-time highs is 164. They clearly broke out of this downtrend, so we'll just get rid of that. Not bad. So Amazon, let's see what Amazon did. They tried to come back. Didn't make all-time highs, but they did pretty good nevertheless. And Tesla, they kind of fell under some pressure today. So they are still above this downtrend. We're holding this gray area, which is important. So Tesla did finish at 248 for the year. Not bad, not bad. And see something. Bank of America, how did they end up? Not nearly as good as JP Morgan. 33.67. They tried, but they were hurting. That wasn't looking too good for JP Morgan. Or I'm sorry, for Bank of America. Intel, they really had a kicking day. They really fought back. Look at Intel. That just took off. This is a weekly chart. It broke out of this range right up to the high range. That was a really impressive move. In fact, let's look at that on a daily chart. Intel really tried to make a comeback, and they did good. They did good. No doubt about it. NVIDIA. Excuse me. NVIDIA. Well, they didn't quite make 505, but they ended at 495. They did pretty good. You can't complain with that. Let's see, the relative strength by the dollar, by the way, it's been falling a lot. It's down to 101.38. That also helped the markets. But pretty much that's how we are for the year. Everybody finished pretty good. Big question is what happens next year? So we're going to have to take a look at that and see what happens next year. So I thank you for watching. Please give us a subscription. I'd appreciate that. And a like up. Thank you very much. And we will talk to you next week.